We need to be in a position where we're resetting our mindset, we're focusing on our health ahead of things changing for the good, for the better, for the worse, even whatever. But we need to always pause and just take that reset. And so we've had a lot of tactical content, we've had a lot of strategies. We feel like now let's hear from some of the folks that are being really successful on the ground today. We know a lot about what these folks are doing in their mortgage practices. But more importantly, what are they doing outside of their mortgage practices that is driving this success, this growth, this motivation, and this mindset, this positivity inside of their mortgage practice and helping them put loans consistently on the board in the current environment. Our first presenter is Larry Gonzales. He's out in Hawaii. It's pretty cool to be an originator in Hawaii, I imagine. It's pretty awesome, and he'll show you what he's doing out there as well. Larry's a broker. He's a former naval surface, I got it right, Larry, surface warfare officer. He's traveled the world with the Navy, and year to date, he's done about $37 million in loans. And when he's not doing loans, he's riding the waves, playing golf, and spending a lot of quality time with his family. So really good all-around setup. Larry, please take over, and thanks for being here. Please share with the group what you're doing.
Hey, not a problem, Craig. Thanks for that intro. And Josh, what a great kind of goal setting thing. It kind of falls really in line with what I've been doing every year. I've been an originator. And it's come right out of a book I read. I'm reading it right now. It's called The Slight Edge. And when I became a loan officer, I read that book and I started setting my goals in all those areas that you showed in your wheel of life. And I do it every year. I do it with my son. My son's reading the book and we set our goals for the next year. Like as a loan officer, you need to set your goals now for 2026 because if you wait till the end of the year, well, you're already one quarter late, right? So that's really good stuff, and that's a good lead into kind of what I've been doing as a loan officer to be successful. All right, so kind of my daily routine. I get up at 4 o'clock every day. I've been getting up at 4 a.m. since the year 2000, and I don't think I can sleep in. I just can't. And I start my day off really taking care of me. And there's in the book that Slight Edge, it talks about what comes first, success or happiness. And there are a lot of successful people who are not happy. But if you start your day off putting your mind in the right frame of mind, well, it's hard to have a bad day. And that's kind of where I start. So I call it my five before five. I read a good book. Like I said, right now I'm reading Slight Edge. And then I go and I read the Bible. I try and read the Bible front to back once a year. And usually, a couple chapters out of the Old Testament, a chapter out of the New Testament. I journal, and I'll kind of get into that here a little more. But then I pray. Once I'm done journaling, I pray, and I just go check my finances real quick, and then I'm off really to my next thing. And the journal. Well, we'll talk about the journal piece. I journal. I don't know if any of you have a hard time journaling. I tried to journal forever. I'd go on a deployment, I'd get a book, I'd be good for maybe a week, and then I'd put it away or I'd forget about it. And I'm like, I'm just not meant to journal. And then in one of the books I read, it was talking about me. It's people who have a hard time journaling, and so it talked about journaling on your path, and the path is people. Three people I'm thankful for. So I write about them every day, and I took that one step further. I start off the first person I'm always thankful for is my wife. It's very easy to take your spouse or your significant other for granted. So I'm like, all right, Vicky, and I try not to write the same thing every day. So three people I'm thankful for. Actions. What positive actions did I take yesterday? I met with the owners of a real estate brokerage yesterday. Had a great meeting. I wrote about that. Thoughts. What am I thinking about? What am I thinking about that's positive? What makes me happy? Today or yesterday, it was my son's going back to college here in a week, and so I wrote just thankful to spend the afternoon or the evening with him, just kind of just spending time with him. And then when I'm done with that, I write the four agreements out of the book, The Four Agreements, by Don Miguel, what Ortiz. Ortiz, is that right? No, Ruiz. Sorry, Ruiz. I write that down every day. Four agreements. Be impeccable with your word. Don't take anything personally. Don't make assumptions, and always do your best. And that's how I end my journaling. And after doing that, my mindset is I'm solid. I'm ready to go. And then I kind of get into my workout. And I work out every day, usually about an hour to an hour and a half every day. And I'm not set on one thing. I do lift 3 times per week for about an hour. I surf two times a week. Typically, I'll golf 2 to 3 times a week. I walk a lot. Like this morning, I did a 20-minute Peloton high intensity interval training, and then I went on an hour-long walk with a weighted vest. And I just started running again. I haven't been able to run because of my knees, but I'm kind of getting back. I'm up to an hour and a half, or not an hour and a half, a mile and a half every time I go run. And that's 3 times a week. And then I have a sauna and a cold plunge in my garage, and that's usually where I do my meditation. Unless I'm walking, then I'll meditate during walking. So that's kind of my workout, and I get all this done before 7 a.m. Um, and I think one of the things that allows me to start my day off well is at the end of the day, I I begin with the or I end with the beginning in mind. So I sit down. I have about an hour I spend at the end of every day. I empty my email. I review my calendar for the next day and the next 2 or 3 days, and then I write my plan of the day for my team. This is something I took out of the Navy. And basically, I have a plan of the day. I send it to the team, and then I don't bug them. I send it to them the next morning. But I get it set up, and it helps. It's not really telling them what to do. It's just kind of giving them an idea of what my priorities are, and then kind of capturing what happened during that day. For me, it I wait by going to bed with this taken care of. I wake up. I'm not sweating anything. I know exactly what I do. When that alarm hits at 4 a.m., I'm out of bed, brushing my teeth, drinking my greens, having a cup of mushroom coffee, and I'm doing those things that I do every day. Um, to stop work at 8 p.m., I usually stop. I shut down the computer, go brush my teeth, and then I just bought a hatch. I'm still figuring that thing out, but I kind of like it, and it's helping me go to sleep really quickly. And I put the phone down. That's the big thing, is just putting the phone down. Um, Health. I try and keep a clean diet. Last couple of years since I started L360, I do a clean diet at the beginning of the year. My wife does it with me. I think if you have a spouse or a significant other or maybe a friend, accountability partner is super important. My wife and I do our clean cleanse together. We did 75 hard together. It was awesome, and she's lost like 40 pounds, and it's amazing. She inspires me. I do a morning shake between 9 and 10 a.m. Dinner, one of the things that my wife and I, especially when we go out, and we do go out a lot, is we split an appetizer, we split the dinner, um, just kind of keeps our portions smaller. Drink a gallon of water a day. I took that from 75 hard. I eat a lot of fruits and vegetables. It's great out, being out here in Hawaii. I have that luxury. And lunch is usually a salad with a protein. Supplements I could do probably better, but I do joint health, turmeric, krill oil, greens, and creatine, and then a snack. I try and snack healthy. Always got Maui Nui venison sticks, almonds, veggies, hummus. That's what I do for my health, and that's it really. Just trying to keep it quick so everyone else can get in there.
Thanks, Larry. Maybe you could
Yeah.
talk about mindset a second. I'm sure some of the folks on the call are going, well, I'm not going to get up at 4 a.m., right? What could people do to start taking control of their time in the morning? Like people are looking at this and saying, I can't get all this in, right? And we know, look, you may not get all it in tomorrow, but maybe you can get one thing in. Maybe you can get up half an hour early and do just the journaling, right? Like what transition do you recommend for folks to just start to take that first step?
Well, first, I don't believe in can't. There's every watch, every alarm has a four on it, so you can do it. But maybe you wake up at 8 a.m. All right, well, wake up at 7 a.m. Personally, I can't see myself sleeping at 8. That's like a third of the day gone, and I was in bed. But maybe you wake up an hour earlier, all right, and you sit and you do one thing. And my five before five has evolved, and I'm probably going to change it up. I think I was thinking about it on my walk yesterday, I think. maybe I'm going to work out first and then I'm going to do the journaling and stuff because you know, my life revolves around the sun. I want to be in the water when the sun's coming up. Right now, the sun's coming up at like, 5:30, 6 o'clock. I want to be in the water then. I don't want to be journaling. I want to be active when the sun's out. And this, in the wintertime, the sun's not coming up till 7:30. So, um, but just an hour earlier, pick one thing. Maybe the journaling thing. I think the journaling thing is super, super important. Some people aren't spiritual, but you know what? Journaling, reading the Bible, and reading a good book, those are three things you can do in 45 minutes.